Fashion besties, we back. How you doing? What's up? How's it going? And what's the haps? My name is Holly Katz, the only Holly you need to know, and the hostess with the mostest of the Fashion Crimes podcast. Welcome back. It's Friday, everybody. And I just want to tell you about the last 35 minutes. My bestie Catherine introduced me. She said, "You need to meet my friend. She's amazing. She's a stylist. She's on QVC. She has her own line. Y'all are going to be great friends." And we had to literally cut ourselves off because I'm so in love now. I cannot wait to introduce y'all to my new bestie. We're going to do all these things together. Tracy Gold. Welcome to the Fashion Crimes Podcast.
Thank you so much, Holly. I'm laughing because we really had to like kind of
It
like,
is,
okay, now we need to talk. We need
it's
to do this podcast.
It's like not okay. I mean, it's not okay. But anyway, Tracy, please introduce yourselves to our listeners who I call the fashion besties. We want to know your work, your history, your career, and what you're doing now. Hit it.
Okay, great. I am Tracy Gold. I'm a personal stylist, designer, and show host. And my focus is bringing fun, funky fashion for women going through body changes during perimenopause and menopause. Because so many of us are really struggling with how our bodies are changing at the rate that they're changing. And I just realized, like, whoa, wait a minute. When it happened to me, I was like, stop the presses. This is the real thing. I had to go on QVC at the time when I hit perimenopause, and it was crazy, Holly. I went from like one day to feeling fantastic to the next day looking like I was 4 months pregnant. I mean, I literally measured, I gained like 3 inches around my belly. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And I'd always dealt with women over 40. Like, I've been styling women for over 20 years. I've been designing since I was 6 years old. I've always kind of drawn towards women over 40. But it was only when I turned 50 and perimenopause hit me that I was like, oh, now I get it.
So, but
Now I truly get it.
then okay, so you're a host on QVC. What are
Yeah.
you selling on QV? What were you selling on QVC?
So QVC is I'm an on-air guest there. So what I do on QVC is I represent other brands. So brands that I've represented, I was hired by Katy Perry to represent her shoe collection. That subsequently didn't happen because COVID hit at the same
Right.
time. So that was a non-starter. I was working with a brand called Truth and Style, which was a brand that QVC was a big find winner. So essentially they open up open up two brands who want to pitch, and then they call it the big find, and that was a brand. And then, after 6 months, they decided they didn't want to continue the brand any longer for all the reasons. I also launched La Blanca swimwear on QVC. That was really fun, but they also decided not to continue that. And then most recently, I was working with Patricia Nash handbags.
Very nice. We have a
Mm.
Patricia Nash in the airport here in Atlanta.
Yes, I believe so. I believe
We
so.
do have a Patricia Nash. So, okay, so now you are feeling like you have these body issues, and as a stylist, you know even better what to do about your quote, I'm using air quotes, um, your body issues. So then you started designing. And I just want to say, everyone, please, I hope you watch this YouTube video because she's got such a cute studio and she is so cute and she's in front of all her clothes. So y'all please tune into the video of this correlating podcast. So then you were like, I need to start designing. Then what happened?
No, so I've been designing since I was six.
Oh, just
Okay. And
kidding.
I've, yeah. But what happened was, when COVID hit, Holly, women, before COVID, women generally were quite nervous, women over 40, so our demographic, were nervous to buy online, to shop online. And although it had some success with women buying from me, even when I lived in South Africa and I would ship here to the US, there was still a hesitancy. Then COVID arrived and now we were buying everything online. And so I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, then I need to create a collection of clothing that it's an absolute no brainer that it's going to fit her. So things that are really, really easy to fit. And I started that way. And then I hit perimenopause and I was like, oh my goodness, this is really hard. And at the same time, So Patricia wanted me to wear, I was working with Patricia Nash. She wanted me to wear solid color clothing because she didn't want me to clash with the bags because she's got a lot of prints, right? She has a lot of printed bags, which was understandable. But Holly, I had no solid color clothing in my wardrobe. Like I make all my clothes, I design most of my clothes, but I love prints. And so I was like, oh no, this is really bad. And then I was having these bloated moments. So I went shopping and I realized how bad it really was. I
Terrible.
realized I
It's
was like,
terrible.
it's
Yes.
so bad. And the fabrics, when they're solid colors, they cling in all the wrong places. You have to wear all this crazy underwear, all these Spanx, all the like. I'm not a fan of that. I need to be able to breathe, right? And but that's when I realized I was like, this is a real thing. How am I going to create clothing that can adapt to women's bodies that we can because so many times it comes just at the like at the worst time, right? We may be premenstrual for a month and suddenly our period comes and it's like, and we're just like super bloated. And that would happen to be the day that we have a big proposal, right? A big pitch that we need to do and we're feeling terrible. So I always imagine like, so most women are not on QVC with 7 cameras on them, but like, how could I create a collection that even if 7 cameras were on them, they would feel good about themselves and that they know it's going to fit as opposed to having 5 different sizes in our wardrobe. Because that would happen for me. I would pack the night before because I live in New York City and I'd go to Pennsylvania to be there early in the morning. And then I'd have a bloated moment and what I had planned to wear looked terrible on me and I still had to go in front of 7 cameras. So I was like, you know what? This needs to change. Like I can, and as a stylist, I worked with things. I worked with fabrics. I worked with weight of fabrics. I worked with various different things. And I was like, this needs to be able to adapt because also then we're less obsessed around the changes. Because if we're trying to fit into our pair of jeans that we love so much and then the zip doesn't go up, how do we feel, Holly?
Bad. Really
Like
bad.
we feel terrible about ourselves. I won't. I'll careful my language, but we really feel bad, and then we've got to go out into the world and be our best selves. So it's like if I can give women clothes that they don't have to think about it, they know it's going to fit them. Maybe they'll style it just in a different way. That that will work, and it is working.
I forgot to tell you, you can use cuss words, by the way. This is
Okay,
a
good.
this is this is not a rated G podcast, so feel free.
Good.
Anyway, the point
Okay.
is, I get what you're saying. So we are the same age. We are both going through that, and so you can feel bloated, and you can get your period or not. And that's the
Or
problem is that
not.
you don't really know if it's going to happen or not. So all that to say, you are telling us that the clothes that you bought, oh my God, aren't working because my body literally changed overnight, which I think is a common problem for a lot of people. We don't know how we're going to retain water. We don't know
Yes.
how we're going to look the next day. We don't know even if we had one drink the night before, which we're like, wow, that's pretty good. I only had one drink. It might have an adverse effect on you. So
Correct.
I totally agree. So that leads us to what?
So that leads us to a collection that can be styled multiple different ways, that is customizable, and that always fits.
I'm loving
Which
this journey for us.
that is my byline. Clothes that always fit. So
Loving
that
this
is the
journey.
thing. Yes,
Loving this journey. So, okay. So, Tracy, let's talk about the 3-in-1 dress.
yes. So I have that on, and we actually just moved the camera around. So this was my first dress that I created because I was like, okay. But the thing is, Holly, I don't believe in sex. Okay. I do not believe that women should be wearing all black because black close to our face actually drains us and can make us look older.
Yes.
And print, this was one of my challenges with QVC. Print disguises a multitude of things that solid colors don't. I do work with solid colors because there are women who just want solid colors, and I've figured that out of which fabrics to use. But ultimately, prints are definitely more friendly. Okay. So this is what I call the wear 3 ways dress. And when I was designing this, I bought a whole bunch to do some research. I wanted to like I bought stuff from Amazon and I bought a whole bunch of things and I was like, okay. And most of them, Holly, were this like straight column look. All right. And so I put a belt on it and it made me look worse. It was like,
Really?
bulky because of the column, because
Okay,
it was
okay.
such a column. So then I was like, okay, so actually what it needs is it needs a little more flare. And then that didn't work. And then I was like, actually, it needs a lot more flare. So I literally, I mean, this is how wide, and a lot of designers don't do this because this takes a lot of fabric.
I
If
know.
I pull this out, you'll see how wide it is, but look at how it drapes.
Okay, so let me
Okay.
stop you. Let me stop you there. So she has on a dress that is shapeless but when she lets it fall, it drapes really nicely because it has a drawstring halter top and it's got a triangular. She said everything she designs is in a triangle. Can you explain that like you did to
Yes.
me
So what that
earlier?
means is that if you think of a triangle, the bottom part of the dress is the widest part. So there's a lot of flare. There's a lot of fabric at the bottom, but there's always some waist definition. Now, where often we women get caught up is we think waist definition means tight. And then we're like, oh my goodness, my belly's going to show. Okay. And we don't want that. So what I do is I give some waist definition and then you can style it in multiple ways. So you can put a belt on it. And I have these, my clients call them the magic belts. Okay. So I have these belts so you can wear it. So if you're having a good day, and by the way, if you're having a bad day, a belt's also a good idea. And I teach women how to wear belts because belts need to be higher up. We need to
Okay,
wear
hold
them
on.
high.
John, that's a hot tip. Okay, can we get a hot tip here? I have an alarm bell
Yes.
sound effect. So, okay, so that is a hot tip. So, I want to talk about this belt. So, this
Yes.
is a fabric belt that it's wide in the front and then obviously it goes down to it's skinnier, but she has wrapped it where it's wide in the front and then she tied it again where the bow, which is smaller, is in the front as well, which draws your eye in. Continue.
Continue, exactly. And what a lot of women do, Holly, is that they wear it too low down. So they and then they think belting doesn't work for them. So they'll traditionally wear it
Um,
across their belly or maybe just slightly above their belly so that the top part of the belt where the cinching is happening is too low down. You want to go almost really high up in your waist. You want to actually almost exaggerate. And it doesn't matter, girlfriend, even if you feel like you don't have a waist, because that started happening to me as well. My waist started feeling like it was disappearing. The little bit that I had, because I used to be very straight up and down, I'm not now more curvy just because of perimenopause. But essentially, what you want to do is you want to create a sense or an illusion of an hourglass
that's
shape.
right. That's
And
right.
because the fabric, because the style of the dress and the cut of the dress is wider at the bottom, it makes the tummy and the hips and the waist seem smaller in
And
comparison.
that's the recipe for an A-line dress. That's really,
Exactly. So if you wear a column dress or like something that's more narrow to the bottom, you're going to notice the widest
that's
point is
right.
then going to be the hips and the belly, and that's the area we don't want. Additionally, Holly, what I've done is that a lot of women have got girls. And so I can wear a strapless bra, and I love wearing a strapless bra. And in fact, I just like bring it on, bring it more, bring it more. And so for those women who want more in the bust department, you can squish these two pieces together and it gives you more gathers and fullness around the bust and makes your bust look bigger. Or if you have girls and you need to wear a bra because you cannot find a strapless bra that's going to give you the support and look good, then you can pull these two pieces apart. And the front and the back, you can actually pull the front and the back together so that it covers a bra strap.
So now the neckline is square. She's changed it because it's got a drawstring from halter to square. And I tell you, I'm really loving the square neckline
Yes.
because it's got the shoulder detail with the tie strap and the belt. And it is a very large print, but it looks really good and it makes her arms look so good. So everyone out there who's like, I don't want to show my arms. I don't, that's my biggest pet peeve. It really makes your arms look nice because it gives you a wider base to show your arms. It makes your shoulder look bigger. All right, talk about this
Yes.
piece.
So, Javi, as you know, as a stylist, like a lot of times when we're working with women, when we're working with ourselves, we see ourselves differently. And we tend to dress in a way that tries to cover up the parts that we don't like. In reality, the best way to do it is to actually create an illusion and detract attention. So what I've done now is I've put a top, what my clients call the magic blouse over the dress. Okay. And so what that does is it cinches into the waist. So it creates almost like a little bit of a bolero effect, which you can wear these multiple ways. You can do it like that. You can even cross it over. But what I've done is I've done a little bit of a flare sleeve, like a little bit of a ruffle sleeve. And what that does for those of us who do want to cover our upper arms is it makes our upper arms look narrow in
It
comparison.
does. It is crazy. When she held that up, I was like, okay, whatever. When she put it on, it was remarkable. Just that tiny flutter sleeve is so complimentary to anyone's arm, and it doesn't look like you're trying to cover your arms. That is the best thing about that. And then it's a crop, which y'all know I love a crop. And then it ties at the waist. And the patterns are different. It's a little bit of pattern mixing. I know you're not that exact, but I'm speechless about this little zhuzh that you put over it. It really works.
And Holly, you can have it in the same fabric. So I do some, let me just find this one that I have on I call it the mermaid dress. And it is exactly the same dress. And then it has the magic blouse in exactly the same fabric.
I
So what that
see. I
does then
see.
is it makes it look like it's
Sure.
one dress. And what's also awesome about this, Holly, is that especially all my summer fabrics or my interseasonal fabrics are made of breathable fabric. And they're made in layers because we have hot flashes.
That's right.
So listen, girl, when we're having a hot flash, I don't care about my arms.
Right.
I'm going to take it off if I can take it off.
So
Okay.
my friend who lives here, she lived in Colorado for 22 years and I styled her many times. She's like, "Don't put me in long sleeve. Don't do it. Don't buy me a sweater. Don't buy me a jacket. I don't care if it's 30 outside. 30 in Atlanta is much different than 30 in Colorado. It is hot here." So I
Yes.
totally understand that, but I do love this layered look. Now talk to us about the fact that your sustainability. So you were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, so I'm super passionate about this, and it's taken a while. I've been frustrated as a small designer because sustainable fabrics tend to be ugly. I'm just gonna say they really
Okay.
have been, and they haven't had stretch as well, or they're not pretty, they're not great to wear, they don't feel good. But recently I found a supplier that has this fabric both fabrics that I have on. These are sustainably made. They take 50% less water. They can even become compostable eventually. And so, but they're breathable and they're beautiful. And this one actually has stretch to it, which is, let me just tell you, Holly, it is absolutely unbelievable. The other fabrics that I buy from a supplier that brings in excess designer fabrics. So you'll get like really great quality fabrics and beautiful prints that are breathable. And either they would be sold to somebody like me or they'll end up in landfill. So
Right.
that's where I try and as much as possible. And everything is made here in the US at high quality. So it's boutique quality. And yes, you are paying a little bit more, but I have some of my own clothes in my closet that I've had for 15 years. And clients of mine still tell me, "Oh, you know that pair of pants that you made? Like I still have that." And so I like to bring in enough fashion that we feel like we're current and we're not like out of it, but subtle enough that we're going to love it for years to come.
And it's so interesting to me that you have created the 3-in-1 dress. Now, sorry, take that off and do it the last way. The,
Okay. So
so,
this is yes,
yes, and you can
this is
wear it
the
as
one.
a one shoulder too.
Oh, yes, yes,
but
yes, yes.
while
So
you're
you can,
judging your dress, I want to talk about when you're creating outfit formulas. Tracy has the three piece. She's got the dress, she's got the belt, and then she's got what she calls the magic blouse that goes over top. Now, you don't have to wear all three, but I'm telling you, the belt is where it's at. These belts really work. And I always talk about the waist, the waist, the waist. She's so right when she's saying, you might not know where your exact waist is. If you're square, then it might be in a little bit more of a different place on your body than it will be on my body. So that's so key to understand where exact your natural waist is. Because even if you are square and you got big, little in the middle, but you got much back, which is what I have. But if you don't, if you're square, then your waist is going to be a little bit different. And that's what her belts do, is define the waist. All right, Tracy, talk about the one shoulder.
Okay, so what I did is I actually took this off one shoulder and popped it underneath. Now you have this hole there, but it doesn't matter because you can do this.
Here comes the belt again.
Here comes the belt again. Now,
Love
just
it.
to bear in mind that it does make the dress quite a lot longer. So if you want to have it, if you want to be able to wear it this way, because obviously now it's making it asymmetrical. If you want to wear it this way, then what we do is we just shorten the length of the dress for you. And this is the thing, Holly, is that everything is customizable. So you know how sometimes you go to a department store and you paid quite a bit of money for something, and stylists like us will always say like, oh, go and have, a good tailor is wonderful. A good tailor is a lot of money.
Well, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, tailoring is so expensive. And so what this does is it allows you to offset that, right? So when you get this home, it fits you perfectly. It's made for your height. I have a lot of clients who are petite, like I'm 5'3.5". I know I don't look it because I have platform shoes on and I know how to dress, but a lot of my clients are 5 foot. They're 5'1", they're five, and clothes just don't fit the same on them. Everything is designed so that it can be adapted to your body as opposed to you trying to find clothes that you can fit into.
and we like to say vertically challenged here on the
Vertically
fashion. We
challenged.
like
I
to say
like
vertically
that.
challenged. I never considered myself short. Oh, I'm short now. I used to not really be that short, but I'm shorter now. And I think a lot of us are, we don't realize how, unless we're wearing heels, which a lot of us don't wear heels anymore. We wear platforms or like a block heel. I think that it's really important because now you have a completely different silhouette and your arms look so good. It's unbelievable with just that little change of the neckline, how your arms look. I'm like, my
That's it.
jaw is on the floor. It's so exciting. It's the only thing I can say is exciting. I'm so excited that this is coming in my universe and that we have totally manifested this dress line. Show us what else you got on the rack. What else? Keep
Okay,
going.
well, I mean, we have it. I have a ton. So I have one of the other styles that is a very big favorite is my wrap dress because my wrap dress is actually made differently. In fact, let me do this one. No, should I do a long one or a shorter one?
Just do a
Do you want
shorter
a
one. It's
longer,
Atlanta. It's
shorter
hot
one?
in
It's
Atlanta.
hot. Okay, so this is so important. Okay, so this fabric, I'm going to bring it up close to the camera. It looks like denim, but
Okay.
it's a print.
Right.
So it's nice and soft and easy to wear. I'm going to step behind the camera just to put it on. And I'll chat to you while I'm doing it. Just,
Okay.
I mean, there are limitations to what I will do. I'm pretty open, but this is one of those things that I have to.
She doesn't want to show her boobs on the Fashion Crimes podcast today. Now she
Today,
might
not today, maybe
not
another day.
today.
Well,
It's
normally I
okay.
have I have underpinnings underneath. Like when I do my lives, then I have underpinnings underneath and I can get changed. And I
And
have,
she, and
I
she
have
had
a
on
few
another
pieces.
dress. I made her put on this dress, the 3-in-1 dress. She had on a different dress before, which was super cute, and it was long sleeve. Okay, here she is. She's back. Oh,
Okay.
love. So this is a surplice wrap dress.
So this is a woven fabric, so it does not stretch. I also make a stretch wrap dress as well. But this is designed specifically for women who feel like wrap dresses are not for them, which is a lot of us. Because there is that, famous designer who brought the wrap dress in. I don't know who she's making for, because honestly, Holly, I have small boobs and I cannot, like, I can't get it closed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's made with the same principle of that nipped in the waist and flare. It has flare, but it also wraps over completely. Do you see that?
Aha.
So I can lift up
Aha.
this part of the dress and I'm not flashing. Whereas most wrap dresses, they kind of do this. And so every
Yes.
time you sit down or every time you go up the stairs or anytime the wind blows ever so slightly, you lose your dress, right?
Yeah.
It also then doesn't adjust to our body changes. So there's days that I'm going to wear this really nice and nipped in, and other days that I'm going to wear it looser. What's also nice is that this can actually be worn as a duster. So, okay, I don't have anything to wear on underneath, but what I'll show you is this here. Because if I had something on underneath, I would do it. You can also tie it,
Tie it in the
all
back.
right? Tie it in the back. You pop it on over something else that you're wearing, and you have it as a duster. This is a longer version in a different print.
I'm
And
loving
then you
that.
can also wear it like this. So you can actually tie it there. And here comes the belt moment again. You
And you can wear that open over jeans if you want
can
to.
wear it open over jeans, which is great when it's hot out, but you just need a little bit of coverage. You feel like something, it's breathable, it feels good on the body. It's a really great print.
I
There
love
we
that
go. This is
color of
the
the belt. That's like a caramel color. I love
Yes,
that.
it's a mock snake. It's a mock snake. So I don't ever use leather.
Cute.
I use mock,
Cute.
but it doesn't peel. So that's
Got it.
that's the important thing. Okay,
Cute.
because it's actually
Cute.
a knit fabric. So you
I
see,
I love this.
everything is yes,
I love the silhouette, and let me tell you why. I love the wrap dress that you have on underneath. How it, that let's put that aside. What the longer version is what again, that you can wear three ways. That you
yes.
can wear
This
with
you
the
can wear three ways as
that you
well.
can wear three ways. That the longer version, you can wear, you can totally wear a t-shirt or a tank underneath. You can wear shorts underneath that if you have fabulous legs. You can wear it
Yeah.
with a turtleneck underneath in the winter and tights. There are so many different ways to style that. And I'm really loving. So most of her prints, now I do see some smaller prints, but most of your prints are larger prints. So tell
Yes.
me why.
Because what I find is smaller prints actually can make things look more voluminous.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes, and they sometimes don't disguise the same way. So for me, it isn't about the size of the print, because there's sometimes like in styling rules that say, well, if you're bigger, wear bigger prints. If you're smaller, wear smaller prints. Sometimes the smaller prints, like as an example, this one, Holly, doesn't disguise to the same degree.
Okay.
It's a
Got
smaller
it.
print as the bigger ones do. Okay. And it's less important of the size of the print and more important the cut of the garment. Because where you can look bigger in prints is if you are wearing something that is baggy and shapeless. Then that's going to be the problem. Whereas if you're wearing something with fit and style, like fit and flare, and it has good shape to it, doesn't have to be tight, but it has shape to it. It just unleashes all the magic that a print brings.
Okay, where's the dress that you had on when we first got on? You took it off.
Yes, here it is. This is a big, I mean, this is a wild print. It's a very big print, but it just works
No, 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 no,
so
no. The
well.
the
This
the
one,
other
oh,
dress.
you mean the other one? Okay.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes. Just
Okay.
kidding. Yeah, it had
This
green.
one.
It was like
Yes.
green. Yes, yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So this is winter because we're here in winter now in New York. Okay.
That dress is really cute.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like
This
a
is gorgeous.
yeah, it's like a brown,
So
brown and
this has
blue
got green.
and
Hmm.
green. Yeah.
Yeah, this is olive green. So this is a great starter for some women because it has a black base. So as an example, the version of this one here, I have it in a black and white as well.
Hmm.
So I do have those kind of prints that are kind of easier move into prints. They're easier transition if you're not used to print. But Holly, I have to tell you something. I had a woman here on Saturday. We were live, and she's my coloring, and she always wears black. Every time I've seen her, she wears black. She said, I only like black. And you know what? This is the dress that she put on.
Uh-huh. Okay, that one's
This
like
is the
hot
one she
pink.
was drawn to, and it looked amazing. It just made her look, it made her look younger. It brought color to her face. She walked in like she was a goddess.
I love I'm exhausted. Okay. I there's so many things that I love. And here's what I love the most. I love the fact that you are trying, or I just shouldn't say try. I love the fact that you are creating accessible clothes at an accessible price point for women who want to feel good about their bodies, but they're not trying to fit into a certain size. That is,
Yes.
I think that is really the ticket, is that you said this giant dress is a small. And I was like, how is that a small? And I
It's
know,
an extra small to a medium. And in
right.
fact, even with my dresses, I hide the size labels. Like sometimes I have to have size labels. I have my seamstress hide them where they're not easily visible because you are not, listen, if the style is wrong for you, the style is wrong for you regardless of the size.
We also talked about yesterday, I was talking to my other bestie, Margie, and she is a stylist here in Atlanta as well. And
Mm,
she said, how do I tell someone if they need, help in the stomach area, help, because she doesn't want to be mean or hurt someone's feelings? I said, it's not about the body, it's about the dress. If the dress doesn't work for their body, then cock them on with the dress. It's a different dress. And you are saying this dress is going to look good on most people. Here's
yes.
a belt to define your waist. Here's a top that goes over top to define your waist. If you don't want to wear the belt, there's so many options. And I'm so pumped. I love the blue dress with the red belt. Look at
So this is the thing.
that.
You can do the belt over belt situation
I
because
love the red belt with the blue. My editor, John's going to tell me to stop screaming. I can't. It's so cute with the red belt. I'm
yes.
dying, dying. I am so pumped. I'm so tired because we talked for 45 minutes before we got on because now we're best friends. But
I
we've got to
know.
wrap it up. We got to wrap it
Yes,
up.
we do because I
I don't
have to
want to wrap
go.
it up. Tracy, tell me how much is the short dress? How much is the long dress?
Okay, so
How much
most
is
of
the
my
okay.
dresses range from $350 to $380. And
Okay.
that is customized. So you will find when you go to my website, Tracy Gold New York, you can just Google it and you'll find me. You'll
Okay.
find that there will be options. So often you can choose different fabrics. So if you like a style, you get to choose different fabrics. Now, if you're not sure, girlfriend, I'm very accessible.
I
So
love
you can
that.
pop me an email. It comes directly to me. I speak in I language on my website because it comes directly to me and I will answer. So sometimes if you like certain styles but you are not sure what you want, we'll get on a call and I'll go through them with you and I'll discuss, your body shape and who you are and what your lifestyle is like and what you like the feel of on your skin and what colors you enjoy. And then I'll make some recommendations. So it's not just a situation where you're buying an item. You're
Okay.
actually getting styled.
Thank you, John. Hot tip. It's already styled for you and it's
Yes.
all different. But I'm so exhausted. My head is spinning. There's so many things I want. I want the red belt. How much are the belts?
The belts are 69
I love the
and they come in
belts.
different colors. Yeah.
And obviously, I want to see the fabrics because I want that dress with the
Yes.
red belt. That just pushed me over the edge. I need now. I need my caffeine drink. Okay, Tracy, how can we find you?
TracyGoldNewYork.com. You
Are
can
you're
search me.
okay.
Okay, so I am on YouTube, fashion over Tracy Gold fashion over 40. You can find me on YouTube, but the best place to go if you want to see my clothes is TracyGoldNewYork.com.
Are you
So
on
just
Instagram?
search. I am, but I'm not active on
Okay,
Instagram.
okay, okay, okay,
So
okay.
I'm on Tracy Gold New York on Instagram. I'm on Tracy Gold New York on most platforms, but the best place for you to find me is on my website. And also, like I put all my blogs there and my videos that I do live every week. So you can just fest. You can go and watch a whole bunch of stuff and see because I style them in different ways and show you different ways that you can wear them. And then of course you can just reach out to me. We can do a video call and discuss what it is that
That
you want to
that's so
to get.
nice.
Yes.
that's so nice that you would do that. Like I thought I was the only person that actually answered emails and wanted people to call me. You want people to reach out to you because I think it's so important to actually speak to people. What do you want? What are your issues? What is your problem? How else are we going to learn unless y'all tell us what your issues are?
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
anyway,
Yes.
Tracy, this has been amazing. This is like I was telling people last week, when you look in the mirror, I got this from Mel Robbins. You look in the mirror in the morning, you're like, something amazing is going to happen today. This is like amazing times a gajillion. Thank you so much for joining us. We are
Thank you so much,
so
Holly.
we are so not done. That's all I got to say. We are so not done. This has been the funnest interview. Is funnest a word? I don't know. This
It's
has
now a
been
word.
this has been the most fun of an interview that I've ever had. And I'm so excited. We have so much. I'm going to be selling some of Tracy's product. We are going to be working together. We're going to be doing lives together. We got a lot going on. And I want you guys to know we have more interviews coming up just like this with people just as fabulous as Tracy Gold and more. Please consider signing up for our newsletter if you haven't already. Join the movement. We are going places. We have a lot of product coming to you, and it's all going to be coming through me, through the Fashion Crimes podcast, because y'all, we're going to the next level. That's what we're doing. We're going to the next level. Y'all have a fabulous, fashionable week. Bye.